All right, thank you guys. Got some college basketball action here for you today. As always, my brain is up here in my head, and my name is Brock Page. It's great to have you here with me today. Let's go ahead and start with the Ohio Bobcats squaring off against the Illinois Fighting Illini, and that's going to be a 1 p.m. Eastern start time. Illinois is minus 16.5, totals 144 and a hook. We're 6-1 in our last 7 Underdog tier package picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And access to the Underdog tier membership costs just $4.99. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, it's okay. I'm going to explain a little bit more about it in just a few moments. We're also 2-1 in our last 3 NFL tier membership plays on that site as well. We have over 775 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, we did see early money on the Ohio Bobcats and the under in this one. It was a 1.5 point move toward Ohio and a 2-point move downward toward the under. So once again, Illinois opened 18 down to 16.5. Total opened 146 and a hook down to 144.5. Now, Illinois is 2-0 straight up on this season. 219 total points they scored in those 2 ball games. Junior guard Ayo Dosunmu is scoring 25 points a game along with 8 boards and 6 assists. Adam Miller is also scoring 22 a game along with 3 rebounds and a couple assists himself. And of course, can't forget about the big center. This guy's been pretty dominant over the past couple of seasons. I'm talking about Kofi Coburn, who's scoring 16 a game along with 11 boards and 2 blocks. Illinois is officially 2-0 against the spread on this season. They covered a 42-point spread and a 29-point spread, respectively, in those covers. Meanwhile, the Ohio Bobcats on the other side failed to cover the number in their most recent outing against NCAAM. They gave up 72 points in that contest. Now, when it comes to the total on this one, the Ohio Bobcats did see that ball game get over the posted number by double digits. Meanwhile, Illinois saw their season opener get over the line by about 33 points themselves. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the Illinois Fighting Illini minus 16.5 and the over 144 and a hook in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for college basketball here today. And great to see you here today. As always, great to have you here on the video. But before we go ahead and dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, just want to quickly remind you once again, we're 6-1 in our last 7 Underdog tier package picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, if you want access to our Underdog tier package, it's only going to cost you just $4.99. We also went 2-1 in our last 3 NFL tier package picks on that site as well. Now, you might be wondering, why would I sign up for Patreon picks where I can get all the picks and the plays right here for free on YouTube? And that's certainly a great thought, a great consideration. If I were you watching this guy with a beard and a white hat on TV on YouTube right now, I'd probably be thinking the same thing. But just hear me out real quick. If you were to go out there and bet every single game that's on the board, side and total, like I do here with my breakdowns here on YouTube, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. And as a matter of fact, it's a recipe for disaster. I strongly advise that you do not bet every single game on the board. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp with the numbers. The odds become massively more against you. And to be honest with you, the bookies have a whole lot more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that kind of action. You are certainly no threat to them betting every single game on this slate. So what I do on Patreon is I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, we're doing a whole lot better betting the games that way in a smaller sample size than it is wagering on every single game, side and total, like we're kind of doing here on YouTube. So definitely take heed to that advice. Don't bet as many games as you can. I mean, unless you're intending on having a lot of fun and losing some money. But anyway, we currently have over 775 members signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, I'd love to have you. I strongly recommend it. There's some great information on that site, great content on that page. And once again, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And moving on, we're going to take a look at Western Kentucky squaring off against West Virginia. I thought I had that. Yeah, there we go. That's going to be a 1:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Now, the West Virginia Mountaineers are -8 with a total at 149. We are seeing early movement toward the Mountaineers in the over. We actually saw a half a point move toward West Virginia and a 1 point move toward the over. So once again, West Virginia opened 7.5 up to 8. Total open 148 up to 149. And the Mountaineers are the $3.50 favorite on the money line. Now, the Mountaineers did fail to cover the point spread in their season opener against South Dakota State. They're taking on a 2-0 Western Kentucky squad who's beaten the likes of Memphis and Northern Iowa. Certainly no slouch there. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers are also 2-0 against the spread on the season as well. Tavion Hollingsworth is scoring 22 points per contest, along with 3 rebounds and a couple assists. Meanwhile, center Charles Bassey is also scoring 16 a game, along with 11 boards and a couple assists himself. And of course, freshman guard Davion McKnight is also averaging a dozen a game, along with 4 boards and a pair of assists himself. McKnight is also currently 54% from the field. Now, total-wise, both schools saw their season openers get over the posted number, so we're going to go ahead and lean toward an underdog, keeping this one close. Give me the underdog, Western Kentucky Hilltoppers +8 and the over 149. All right, next matchup, Kansas taking on St. Joe's, 2 p.m. Eastern start time. Kansas is -20, totals 154. Heavy action on the Jayhawks and the under in this one. We saw a 1 point move toward Kansas and a 4 point move downward on the total. The Jayhawks open 19 up to 20. Total open 158 down to 154. Now, Kansas is the $40 favorite on the money line. The Jayhawks did give up 102 points to Gonzaga in their season opener yesterday. They lost by a dozen in that contest. Meanwhile, St. Joe's on the other side, they put up a real nice effort offensively against the Auburn Tigers. The Hawks put up 91 points against the Tigers in that 5-point loss. Now, junior guard Taylor Funk scored 28 points along with 7 rebounds and 2 blocks. Funk also shot 44% from beyond the arc. Ryan Daly also scored 18 points along with 7 boards and 7 assists. Meanwhile, sophomore guard Jack Forrest scored 15 points along with a couple of rebounds himself. Now, both teams that are playing here today in this matchup, they saw their games yesterday get over the posted number, so I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Kansas is going to win this one, most likely, but I think St. Joe's can keep it close. I'm going to lean toward the underdog St. Joe's Hawks +20 and the over 154 in that contest. And with that, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the show. It's going to be Southern University versus Iowa, 5 p.m. Eastern start time. Iowa's -26, totals $1.50. Now we're seeing early action on the Hawkeyes and the over. No real surprise there. 2 point move toward Iowa and a 2.5 point move toward the over. Once again, Iowa opened 24 up to 26. Total open 147.5 up to 150. Iowa did cover a 29-point spread over NC Central in their season opener a few days ago. The Hawkeyes put up 97 total points in that effort. And of course, it's all about Luka Garza when it comes to the Hawkeyes. He dropped 26 points in that matchup, double-digit rebounds, and 3 blocks for the senior. Man amongst boys. And Garza was also perfect from the stripe and, had 2 steals defensively. Now, freshman forward Patrick McCaffrey also had 16 points along with 3 boards himself. Not going to dive too much into this one. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Iowa Hawkeyes -26 and the over 150 in that game. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. you guys decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind, we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. Most important, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.